The year is 390 AD. The location is Mediolanum. You are standing in the absolute, undisputed capital of the Western Roman Empire. We are completely tearing down the grand, enduring myth of antiquity. For nearly a century, the city of Rome has been nothing but a glorious, decaying museum. The emperors no longer live on the Palatine Hill. They do not care about the ancient Senate. Rome is too far south, too isolated, and completely useless for commanding legions. To protect the empire from the terrifying, encroaching tides of Germanic tribes, the center of global power was forcefully dragged north, right to the foot of the frozen Alps. It was dragged here, to the city we now call Milan. Using advanced AI trained on late Roman imperial decrees, the surviving letters of Bishop Ambrose, and the deep archaeological excavations beneath the modern Piazza Duomo, we have meticulously reconstructed the most high-stakes, politically explosive 24 hours in late antiquity. We're going to experience a city that is transforming the very fabric of human history in real time. Imagine managing a hyper-militarized fortress city, negotiating with barbarian warlords in Roman armor, and witnessing the exact terrifying moment when a Roman emperor is brought to his knees by a priest. This is the dawn of the Middle Ages. The day begins at 4:30 a.m. The air is bitterly cold, carrying the sharp, biting frost of the distant Alpine peaks. You wake up in a lavish, heavily fortified brick domus near the center of the city. You are a Magister Officiorum, the Master of Offices. You are one of the highest-ranking bureaucratic officials in the entire imperial court, answering directly to the emperor of the known world, Theodosius I. Your slaves quietly light bronze oil lamps, casting long, flickering shadows against the painted plaster walls. The architecture here is entirely different from the airy, open villas of southern Italy. Mediolanum is built for war and winter. Your home features thick, heavy brick walls, and the floor beneath your feet is deeply heated by an extensive hypocaust system. Slaves have been burning wood in subterranean furnaces all night, funneling the hot exhaust through hollow terracotta tiles in the walls. You dress in the attire of the late empire. The crisp, simple white toga of the ancient republic is completely gone. You wear a heavy, long-sleeved wool tunic, heavily embroidered with incredibly intricate, vividly colored geometric patterns. Over your shoulders, you clasp a heavy chlamys, a military-style cloak fastened with a massive solid gold crossbow brooch. You are not a civilian. In this era, the entire government is operated as a strict military hierarchy. By 6 a.m., you step out into the freezing, fog-choked streets of Mediolanum. The city is a sprawling, heavily fortified military camp. It is completely surrounded by massive, towering brick walls constructed a century earlier by Emperor Maximian. You walk down the Via Porticata, a magnificent monumental boulevard lined with towering covered colonnades that protect pedestrians from the relentless northern rain and snow. The auditory landscape of the city is startling. You do not hear the classical refined Latin of Cicero. You hear vulgar Latin, heavily mixed with the harsh guttural dialects of the Germanic tribes. The Roman army has fundamentally changed. The classic short sword-wielding legionary is a relic. The soldiers patrolling these streets are towering Franks, Goths, and Alemanni. They are hired mercenaries, wearing chainmail hauberks, wielding long iron spathers, and wearing long pants, brachae, to fight the cold. They serve the emperor, but their loyalty is bought with gold, not patriotism. You navigate through these towering barbarian guards as you approach the absolute seat of power, the Palatium. The imperial palace is a staggering, colossal complex, occupying nearly an entire district of the city. It is a labyrinth of massive brick vaults, audience halls, and administrative archives. You enter the Grand Consistorium, the central audience hall. But this morning, the air is thick with an absolute paralyzing terror. Emperor Theodosius is in a state of quiet, catastrophic fury. A few weeks ago, the emperor received news that a beloved Gothic general was assassinated by a rioting mob in the Greek city of Thessalonica. In a fit of blinding imperial rage, Theodosius ordered a horrific retaliation. He invited the citizens of Thessalonica into their local circus for a chariot race, locked the gates, and ordered his Gothic mercenaries to slaughter them all. 7,000 unarmed men, women, and children were hacked to pieces in the dirt. As the Master of Officers, you are dealing with the catastrophic political fallout. But the greatest threat to the emperor is not a rebellion in Greece. It is a man sitting right here in Mediolanum. By 9 a.m., you are dispatched from the palace to deliver a message. You cross the city toward the Basilica Nova, the magnificent new cathedral of Mediolanum. You are seeking an audience with Aurelius Ambrosius, Bishop Ambrose. Ambrose is not a meek, quiet priest. Before he was forced into the clergy by popular demand, he was the Roman governor of this very province. He is a master politician, a brilliant orator, and a man who wields a terrifying, uncompromising moral authority. Just 3 years ago, in the small baptistry adjacent to this very church, you watched Ambrose baptize a brilliant, weeping African rhetorician named Augustine, a man whose writings will soon shape the entire foundation of Western philosophy. You find Ambrose standing in the magnificent echoing nave of the basilica. The walls are covered in shimmering golden mosaics. You present the emperor's royal seal, informing the bishop that Theodosius intends to attend the divine liturgy this Sunday. Ambrose looks at you with eyes like flint. He does not bow. He does not tremble at the imperial seal. He hands you a written letter to give to the emperor. He informs you in cold, perfect Latin that the emperor of the Roman world has blood on his hands. Ambrose declares that if Theodosius dares to set foot inside this church, the bishop will physically bar the doors and he will refuse to offer the Eucharist. You stand in absolute, stunned silence. Since the days of Augustus, the Roman emperor has been the Pontifex Maximus, the supreme religious authority on earth. But right now, in the chilling air of this basilica, a mere bishop has just excommunicated the most powerful man alive. It is a terrifying, unprecedented constitutional crisis. The entire hierarchy of the world is fracturing right before your eyes. By 12 p.m., you return to the palace, your stomach knotted with anxiety, and plunge into the relentless, grinding machinery of the empire's logistics. Mediolanum is the supreme engine of the West. You walk toward the Moneta, the official imperial mint located near the city center. Inside, the noise is deafening. Hundreds of slaves and highly skilled workers are striking heavy iron dies with massive hammers. They are mass-producing the solidus, the pure gold coin introduced by Constantine that has become the absolute backbone of the global economy. You inspect the freshly struck gold. They bear the profile of Theodosius, wearing a pearl diadem, projecting an image of invincible stability. But that gold is flowing out of the city as fast as it is minted. You walk to the Fabricae, the massive state-run armories. The heat radiating from the blazing forges is suffocating. The air smells of burning charcoal and sulfur. Thousands of blacksmiths are mass-producing iron helmets, heavy spears, and oval wooden shields rimmed with iron. The threat of the barbarians crossing the Alps is constant, overwhelming, and existential. The Roman state is effectively a massive, highly militarized tax collection agency, funneling gold from the Mediterranean directly to the northern borders to buy weapons and pay the Germanic tribes not to destroy them. You sign the ledgers authorizing the shipment of 10,000 iron spearheads to the Rhine frontier, knowing it barely buys the empire another season of peace. By 3 p.m., a distraction is desperately needed to calm the explosive tension in the city. You walk to the Circus of Mediolanum. It is a colossal, elongated arena built directly adjacent to the imperial palace, allowing the emperor to enter his royal viewing box, the pulvinar, without ever stepping foot in the public streets. The circus can hold 30,000 screaming spectators. Chariot racing is the absolute obsession of late antiquity. The entire city is fiercely divided into rival fan factions, primarily the Blues and the Greens. These factions are not just sports fans. They are massive, organized political syndicates capable of launching citywide riots. You take your seat in the lower marble-clad tiers reserved for the imperial bureaucracy. The crowd is roaring. 4 lightweight wooden chariots, each pulled by 4 frantic foaming horses, tear into the sand. The drivers wear heavy leather corsets and tight helmets, driving with a reckless, suicidal intensity. They drift wildly around the Midday, the tight, dangerous turning posts at the ends of the central spine. A chariot from the blue faction clips the stone pillar. The light wooden chassis shatters instantly, launching the driver violently into the air and dragging the screaming horses into a tangled, bloody heap in the sand. The crowd erupts into a frenzied, deafening roar of bloodlust and excitement. But you look up at the pulvinar. The imperial box is completely empty. Theodosius has not appeared. The rumors of his excommunication by Ambrose are already spreading like wildfire through the stands. The absence of the emperor at the games is a glaring, terrifying signal to the populace that the cosmic order of the state is broken. By 6 p.m., the games conclude, and the bitter alpine chill returns to the city. You seek refuge in the ultimate luxury of the late Roman world. You walk to the Thermae Herculea, the colossal public bathhouse built by Emperor Maximian. The scale of this structure defies belief. You step into the frigidarium, a vast cavernous hall with a soaring, cross-vaulted concrete roof covered in brilliant glass mosaics. The baths are the true social equalizer and the ultimate political boardroom of the empire. You strip off your heavy wool tunic and hand it to a slave. You move through the heated rooms, finally sitting on a scalding marble bench in the caldarium. The room is choked with thick, heavy steam. Sitting next to you is not a Roman patrician, but a towering, blonde-haired Frankish Magister Militum, a supreme general of the Roman army. He bears the ritual scars of his pagan tribe on his arms, but he commands tens of thousands of Roman troops. You do not treat him as a barbarian, you treat him with the utmost delicate respect. You are negotiating the deployment of his forces to guard the critical alpine passes of the Claustra Alpium Iuliarum. He speaks fluent, highly educated Latin and negotiates a massive increase in his payment of gold solidi. The irony is stark and undeniable. The Roman Empire is paying the barbarians to protect Rome from other barbarians. You are managing the slow, methodical outsourcing of an empire's survival. You wipe the sweat from your eyes, finalize the bribe, and plunge into the freezing water of the cold pools. By 9 p.m., the sun has long vanished and the city is illuminated by the flickering, orange glow of thousands of oil lamps. You are summoned back to the imperial palace for the evening banquet. But tonight, there is no lavish feasting, no exotic dancers, and no flowing wine. You walk into the great hall and you witness a moment that will permanently, irrevocably alter the trajectory of human history. Emperor Theodosius the Great, the supreme commander of the Roman legions, the absolute autocrat of the Mediterranean world, has broken. The psychological weight of Ambrose's excommunication, the terror of facing the eternal damnation of his soul, has finally shattered the imperial facade. You watch in absolute breathless silence. Theodosius removes his royal diadem. He takes off the magnificent purple silk robes that symbolize his absolute dominion over the earth. Dressed only in a simple, rough penitent's tunic, he walks out of the palace, surrounded by his stunned, silent guards. You follow him through the dark, cold streets of Mediolanum, back toward the Basilica. Theodosius reaches the doors of the church. Bishop Ambrose is waiting for him. The Emperor of Rome drops to his knees in the dirt. He lies flat on the cold paving stones, weeping openly, publicly begging for the forgiveness of the church for the Massacre of Thessalonica. The shockwave of this moment is incomprehensible. For the very first time in human history, the secular state has completely, utterly bowed to the moral authority of the church. The emperor is admitting that there is a power higher than his own sword. Ambrose looks down at the weeping emperor, extends his hand, and accepts his penance. In this dark, quiet courtyard in Mediolanum, the ancient Roman concept of the god emperor officially dies, and the framework for the next 1,000 years of the medieval world is born. By midnight, you return to the high brick walls of the city. You walk up the stone stairs to the battlements, your breath pluming in the freezing night air. You look north, out past the dark, silent plains of the Po Valley, toward the massive, jagged, snow-capped peaks of the Alps, glowing faintly in the moonlight. You are a bureaucrat, holding together a fracturing world. You know the gold is running out. You know the mercenary armies are growing too powerful to control. You know that beyond those mountains, millions of desperate, armed tribes are being pushed westward, and the walls of Mediolanum cannot hold them forever. In just over a decade, the Visigoths will sweep down through those very passes, and the capital will have to be moved again, fleeing into the impenetrable swamps of Ravenna. But tonight, the city holds. You stand on the walls, a witness to the profound, terrifying metamorphosis of civilization. We often view history as a series of inevitable dates and fallen empires, but walking the freezing, hyper-militarized streets of ancient Milan reveals a radically different truth. The Roman Empire did not fall in a single day. It was slowly, painfully negotiated away by desperate bureaucrats, outsourced to barbarian generals, and finally humbled by the unbending will of a single priest. Mediolanum wasn't just a capital, it was the anvil upon which the ancient world was hammered into the Middle Ages. This video is brought to you by the Paladin Learn History app. Scan the QR code to learn more history.